In the heart of the African bush, there lives an animal quite unlike any other. Although we know she's an elephant, she herself may not be quite so sure. This is the story of an orphan who was taken in by an improbable family, and of how they've lived side by side for a quarter of a century. She's called Enzo, the Shona word for elephant. But to the local buffalo, she's not just an elephant, she's their undisputed leader. This miscast family lives at the Imire game ranch in Zimbabwe. 11,000 acres of partially cleared African bush provide an ideal setting for wildlife to wander safely. The game ranch was started over 30 years ago. In creating Imire, Norman Travers combined a love of wildlife with a head for business.
All wild animals are welcome here. And in the 1970s, we brought in many species of grazing mammals, which also included a small herd of foot-and-mouth-free Cape buffalo, which we hope to breed commercially.
Buffalo that don't have foot-and-mouth disease are exceedingly rare. Those bred at Imire are therefore extremely valuable and continue to be bred for sale to farmers who can then breed their own disease-free herds. The buffalo at the ranch roam pretty much the way they would in the wild. Except that here they have human company. One man, Murambiwa Gwenzi, is responsible for the care and protection of the precious herd. And everywhere he goes, Enzo the elephant goes too. She arrived 25 years ago as an orphan and was given to Murambiwa to look after. Being a social animal, she quickly bonded with him, as well as the buffalo in his care. And over the years, a strange partnership has developed. Enzo protects Murambiwa, since buffalo are known to attack people. But Murambiwa must also protect the buffalo from the elephant, whose size and behavior pose a danger to them. Strangest of all, Enzo's instinct to be a leader of elephants has been transferred to the buffalo. In the wild, a female elephant could spend nearly 40 years in a social group before becoming leader. At only 26, Enzo is very young for this responsibility. When it's time to eat, the leader and her herd follow different instincts. Buffalo tend to rest while they re-chew undigested food. But elephants like to eat on the move, and a herd will often spread out to feed. Individuals can wander off and still not lose sight of their massive family members. So when Enzo strays too far and loses sight of her buffalo herd, she seems to panic. In a flash, instinct takes over and the search for the missing herd is on. The buffalo, meanwhile, don't seem to have noticed that Enzo has gone. Some are just too busy seeing to the needs of their young. But when Enzo finally finds her family again, their unique form of harmony is restored. After the animals have been separated, even for a short time, there seems to be an innate desire for an emotional reunion. If you're an elephant. For a buffalo, the attention may just be annoying. elephants need physical contact. A greeting ceremony in which one puts her trunk in the mouth of another is a way for elephants to be friendly. Unfortunately, not all buffalo see it this way. Those most tolerant of Enzo's touch are the older females. And though it's easy to imagine they're just more sensitive to the orphan's feelings, no one's quite sure why they're more accepting of Enzo's affection. A mature bull might object to being led by a female elephant, but in this case there aren't any. Imire's ranch manager Ian Dupree explains.
The reason there aren't any big bulls in the herd is simple. Enzo doesn't like them, especially when they're trying to mate with the females. She's so much bigger, so much stronger than the bulls, that she can kill them easily. So far she's killed 15 of our prized bulls.
Having their sexually mature bulls killed by Enzo is a bit of a problem for the game ranch. Disease-free buffalo are too valuable to lose. Their answer is not to get rid of her, but to keep the aggressive bulls safely out of the way. But keeping a 6,000-pound elephant on the right side of the fence isn't easy. Enzo knows exactly where the bull's kept, and she will even abandon the herd to confront him in a display of strength. Twice before, she's smashed through the fence and crushed an unsuspecting buffalo to death. If she lived among her own kind, she'd more likely just cast the male elephants from the herd. When Enzo is in this aggressive state, it's extremely dangerous for anyone other than Murambiwa to approach her. Unless, of course, they come during feeding time. For years, Enzo's been hand-fed by strangers, becoming a tourist attraction on the ranch. And she's learnt that good behaviour here is rewarded with treats. Even Norman Travers, who's known Enzo for most of her life, is intrigued by the two sides of her character.
It's quite fascinating to see how Enzo accepts people up here. You must remember, at heart, she is a semi-wild elephant and would be very aggressive to those same people elsewhere in the game ranch. Except, of course, Murambiwa, who is with her always.
Murambiwa is sensible to want to stay close. All buffalo, even the ones he knows, can suddenly turn deadly. But Enzo is protective of her companion and once saved him from a rampaging bull.
Only elephant is my special friend. She's protecting me from death. When one day the buffalo bull pushed me down, then Enzo cry, come and catch buffalo bull round the neck. Till I awoke, I ran away.
Enzo did more than save Murambiwa's life. She guaranteed herself a place within the herd as his protector. And this, of course, keeps her close to her buffalo family. In the stifling heat of September, Enzo leads her family to a small river running through Imire. Both species rely heavily on the water during the dry season. Keeping cool is a bigger challenge for elephants than for buffalo. While they need only moderate amounts of water, Enzo demonstrates some of the advantages of having a trunk. Once they've had their fill, they wallow in the water to cool off even more. They seem to know the benefits of a good quality mud bath. It not only refreshes, but a coat can also protect the skin from parasites and biting insects. Though most of the buffalo are finished with their break, it takes Enzo longer to lower her temperature. And the break isn't over until she's cooled down. The entire herd takes its cue from their leader, and that includes Murambiwa. He knows the buffalo won't leave until she does. It's a wonderful aberration that this elephant wields such power over these buffalo and that they follow her so willingly. In some ways, Enzo takes the place of the dominant male buffalo. Though bulls are not always the leaders in the wild, a dominant female will often do the job. But none of the matriarchs in this herd has ever challenged Enzo. Buffalo live for about 15 years, while elephants can reach 65. These buffalo have never known life without Enzo. It's likely that Enzo will continue to lead for several generations to come. The old guide takes them to one of their favourite places, a shady spot out of the afternoon sun. At times like these, she seems to blend naturally with her adoptive family. She's accepted as one of them. But of course, she is not. It's possible that Enzo doesn't know this herself. She hasn't seen another elephant for 25 years. By now, she should be pregnant with her second or third calf. The mature buffalo have given birth at least once. Under this special shade tree, the buffalo settle down and allow themselves to be subjected yet again to Enzo's need for touch and smell. Despite this close bond that she has with the adult females, Enzo does seem to have a problem with their calves. And for the calves, the problem can be lethal. Occasionally, and without any warning, Enzo will turn violently against them. Clearly, she could crush a small buffalo without much effort if she really wanted to, but for some reason this 6-month-old calf is spared. But that's not always the case. Enzo has crushed and killed 4 calves already. It does seem bizarre behaviour, considering a wild female elephant would never kill a baby in her own herd. But Enzo does not live in a normal herd, and she's had no one to teach her how to behave like a proper elephant. Elephants can communicate over long distances with low-frequency sound. But after so many years of hearing buffalo noise, Enzo may not realise that some of her own kind are just 2 miles away. These males also live on Imire, but they're always kept well away from Enzo. Sadly, with her tendency to kill baby buffalo and her lack of maternal training, it may now be too much for her to raise her own young. African elephants who can be ridden like this are rare, but this isn't a joyride. These elephants are working. Together with armed guards, they protect a small breeding herd of black rhinoceroses from poachers. Black rhino are one of Africa's most endangered species, and Imire successfully breeds them to be introduced to other game reserves. The 4 male elephants are lucky. They have each other. They can indulge their need for contact anytime they like, and they're able to feed well within sight of each other. Enzo has none of this, and ironically, as a female, her need to socialize is much stronger than that of the males. The males may even know of Enzo's existence and that she's sexually mature. In an elephant's world, smells and special sounds, some of them imperceptible to human ears, can carry vital information far across the bush. For the time being, there's little more to their lives than following the black rhino. But what would happen if their instincts to reproduce took over while they were working? Suppose they detected chemical or sound signals from a sexually primed Enzo. Who could stop a 5,000-pound male elephant from charging across the bush? Unlike the elephants, nobody wants to stop the buffalo from breeding. To keep the valuable herd flourishing, sexually mature bulls must be given every opportunity to mate with the 1 or 2 receptive females. It's a routine they're all used to, including, surprisingly, Enzo. She not only accepts the presence of the bull, she allows herself to be chained up nearby. She could easily break free and smash down the fence to get at the bull, but for some reason she doesn't bother. Once Enzo is chained, it's the bull's turn to be released. The first thing he'll do is seek out the females who are ready to mate. If he has a successful coupling, it'll be one more step towards securing the future of disease-free Cape buffalo. Some 10 months later, at the end of the wet season, Imire Game Ranch is flush with the green growth of summer rain. In the dense reeds of the riverbed, 2 female buffalo are hiding their newborn calves. These females have a problem. Normally, their buffalo instinct would be to rejoin their herd within days of giving birth. But they've learned that Enzo doesn't like newly born calves, and there's a good chance she'll kill them. Each of these mothers has lost a calf to the elephant before, so this time they wait for over 2 weeks before taking them anywhere near her. Amazingly, the lesson they've learned is more powerful than their natural instincts. Meanwhile, Enzo is upriver, playing in a world of lilies and black crakes, making the most of the deep seasonal water. After 2.5 weeks of hiding in the reeds, the females seem compelled to join the other buffalo. They're herd animals, and the herd is where they belong, even if it means bringing their calves much closer to Enzo than may be safe. Ian Dupree watches with concern. The buffalo calves are valuable as well as vulnerable, and he too hopes that Enzo will respond to them gently.
The female buffalo are under a lot of pressure here. They would like to take their calves back into the herd, but they're not sure whether Enzo would accept them or not.
Despite Enzo's reputation for killing calves, she's too important as Murambiwa's protector to be removed from the herd. There's no doubt, however, that babies seriously bother her, and that the life of every new calf is threatened. But the female buffalo have discovered a way to increase the chances of their calves surviving. They seem to have learned that the bigger and stronger their calves, the less likely they are to be attacked by Enzo. The adult buffalo are accepted back into the herd by the other females. But the question is, will Enzo accept their calves? By placing herself between Enzo and the calf, the female buffalo has probably reduced the risk of an attack. Even so, Murambiwa stands by, ready to intervene. If anyone could stop an attack from Enzo, it's him. But he would have to be very quick. Suddenly, Enzo makes a deliberate move towards one of the calves. The mother may have made a fatal mistake bringing her calf out this soon. The small buffalo sticks close to its mother. Recognizing this behavior as a potential threat, the female buffalo retreat with their calves to a safe distance. But they can't stay away for long. Their instinctive need to be part of the herd is growing every day. Though their trusting calves still remain close by their sides, the mothers no longer move away from Enzo. For young buffalo, staying with the herd keeps them relatively safe. But in this herd, the danger lies within. The females sense that it's time for their offspring to face their hazardous leader. Enzo is closer to the calves than she's ever been. If she were to attack now, neither the mothers nor Murambiwa can do much to prevent it. The first touch will be crucial to the calf's chance of survival. For the time being, she seems to have accepted the young calf into her herd. Enzo could continue with this dangerous ritual and ambivalent relationship for another 40 years. It's not how she'd live in the wild, but here on Imire Game Ranch, this is her life, and the buffalo are her family.